Hello everyone from Schwann Buick GMC. My name is Marshall Becker and I wanted to thank you for joining us for a virtual walk around this 2019 Buick Enclave in the Avenir trim level. So right off the bat, if you're not familiar with the trim levels, pretty much what you get in all-wheel drive are the Essence, then you got the Premium, and then of course on the top of the food chain is the Avenir, and you can tell it's an Avenir not only by the badging on the side there, but that special Avenir grille. And once we jump inside, there's a couple other things that give it away as an Avenir. One of the main things being there are only two interiors you can get that are unique only to the Avenir. You cannot get them in the Essence or the Premium. But nice chrome grille, chrome detailing around the grille. That nice Buick tri-shield there. They have added the colors back into that, really taking pride in the Buick. And let's take a wander here. So of course, wandering all the way around, this is a power liftgate in the back, as well as it is going to be a kick activated. I do not have the key fob on me, so it's not going to go ahead. That is in the vehicle. But when you would normally have it, you kick right next to the exhaust there, and then it would kick and open up. As well as at nighttime when it's dark, it will actually project the Tri-Shield logo down on the concrete there to tell you where to kick. Being the Avenir, having every bells and whistle, of course it's going to have that two cameras back here. One runs the rear view camera mirror. The other one works with your surround vision camera. So we'll take a look at that once we jump inside. This one does also have the weather protection mats in it, so it's a nice rubberized mat to help protect against road grime and different things like that that track into your vehicle. As well as you do get power third row seats, so you can power fold that third row down or up, whichever you need. Avenir also gets special wheels for you. And then, of course, if we jump inside here, this is going to be the chestnut interior, so one of the two interiors that are specific to the Avenir trim level. This second row does slide forward and backwards, so if you need more legroom for the second row, you can slide it back, or if you have third row passengers who are a little bit longer, you can slide it forward. Second row also does have heated seats, as well as you're going to have your normal plug-in right there with the inverter, as well as two USB ports for charging, as well as tri-zone control. So back here would be the temperature control for everyone in the rear part of it. Looking at the headliner, you will see it is the dual moonroofs. The front one does open and for ventilation, as well as if you notice around the top, let's scroll over on this side here. You'll see that little hex grill by the handle up top. That is actually a microphone in the headliner, so it works with your Bose Bose speakers, kind of with Bose noise canceling technology to actually cancel out wind noise and road noise as you're driving. Jumping inside, you will know it. You hear that nice thud, solid thud to make sure everything's clicked and just has that premium feel. As well as you'll notice instantly how much quieter it is with the doors shut. They have a ton of noise canceling or active, like just soft touch material all over that really helps cancel out any sort of extra ambient noise. Let's go ahead and start it up, and I'll point out one other thing Buick does, starting in the Buick brand of GM. We'll turn the fan down a little bit here so we don't have that blowing us high. But if we notice, if I can stop the window, there are actually, it's laminated glass up front, and so that cuts down on wind noise and the vibration that would normally happen of wind rubbing against the window. So just another little thing, attention to detail to make it quieter for you. It does have lane or blind zone warning, so if you look in the mirror in the top corner, there is a little indication that will light up when somebody's in your blind spot, as well as if you hit the blinker, it will actually sense back 60 feet, and if it senses somebody's going to be in your blind spot when you start merging over, it's going to start flashing that light. Power door locks, memory seat, power windows, kind of everything you've come to expect from a luxury vehicle. Looking at the steering wheel and the gauge cluster, you will notice that on the left-hand side is going to be all of your cruise control settings, so your set and resume, as well as right here, since this is the Avenir, it does have adaptive cruise control. This button right here is going to tell the vehicle how much of a gap you want it to automatically sense and keep between you and your traffic ahead of you. And then for the cooler mornings or cooler seasons, you do have a heated steering wheel as well, which helps. On the right-hand side, you have all of your controls for that display up front, as well as your skip for audio controls and volume. You will notice that in the Avenir, it is analog gauges on both sides, but a huge digital display right in the center. So it's not just a small little one half the screen with analog gauges across the top. It is completely customizable here. So if we can jump over to options, and if I switch this to, where is it now? Right there. You can go between sport and then the touring themes, which lays out the gauges a little bit different. Whichever you would like, it is kind of customizable there as well. Jumping to the display screen here, it is the Buick IntelliLink system, so it does have a Bluetooth, it does have for your phone, your audio, and then of course projection for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then it does have built-in navigation as well. There are a couple different apps you can download as well through the Buick App Center. And then on either side of the touchscreen, you do have all of your controls that you've kind of come for traction control. Nice thing about this new generation Enclave, you can turn all-wheel drive on and off at the push of a button as you're driving. And then you also have mode select. So in other trims other than the Avenir, the mode select is simply there for if you have a tow haul mode. But in the Avenir, you will see, since it has an adaptive suspension, you also have a sport mode that adds in there too. So it basically will just adjust how stiff those suspension is, since it adjusts to the road 100 times a second. Just changes how it feels a little bit. On this side of the vehicle, you of course have your hazards. Below that is your parking sensors, so front and rear parking sensors in the Avenir. So as you approach something, it will give you a indication of how close you're getting on a display here. And then the last button at the bottom corner is lane keep assist. So behind this mirror, there is a camera that is watching the lanes of the road, and it's generally right around 40 miles an hour. That will get enough information to, if it senses you're drifting out of your lane, it will actually put a nudge into the steering wheel, kind of making it a little bit harder to drift out of lane. And while we're looking at the mirror here, you'll notice if you grab the tab at the bottom, I briefly mentioned it while we were outside, I can grab that, flip it, and now it is running off of a camera all the time until you turn that off, giving you 300% better visibility. And by the time they stop showing up in this mirror, they are in your side mirror. So it is a fantastic technology, making vehicles feeling a lot smaller than what they are. So you still get a lot of very good usable space in this vehicle without the hassle of worrying about, missing somebody or something. On looking up top, you do of course have your programmable for your garage doors, your controls for your sunroof, and OnStar built-in sunglasses holder. And since we were talking about blind spots and being able to see, let me just grab the camera and show you that surround vision camera system. That one camera under both side mirrors, one in the front, one in the back, giving you a ability to look frontwards or backwards all the way around that vehicle. You also have in the Avenir wireless charging for both Android and Apple phones. This is the current generation, so it is compatible with iPhones as well. And then you also have the electronic precision shift shifter, which allows you to have a full pass-through for more storage underneath here, as well as it is one less hole through the floor pan of the vehicle, making it for even a quieter ride in that case too. With the Avenir, there is a ton of information on what they pack into these things, so I'm sure I've missed something. So feel free if you have any questions, or we'd be happy to help. Or if you're looking at purchasing this vehicle, with everything going on, our Shop Click Drive application is working full force for you. So you can jump on there, appraise it, you can get a trade appraisal. You can go ahead and set up a time to test drive. You can submit financing, and then of course you can even set up a time when you would like that vehicle delivered. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and if there is anything we can do, please let us know.